What's up, guys? This is the third weekly recap for um the week of April 20th to 26th. So for Monday, I was very bullish, especially because on the higher time frame, we're respecting bullish gaps, disrespecting bearish, and we're delivering towards all-time highs. And that's the same thing on the 1 hour. So we're respecting our bullish confluences, and we're disrespecting our bearish confluences. And what I want to see um in in New York session is I want to see these sell side targets, these low resistance, and this equal Asia liquidity be used as targets for our sell model to then be looking to trade higher. And the reason for that is I have a lot of conviction in price going higher, and it just doesn't make sense for us to take any type of short positions. So what I really want to look at is just these sell side liquidity just getting mitigated, so we can see like a rotation to the upside, and that's literally exactly what happened. Like shorts were an option, but I didn't have much conviction in them, and so we get a nice 15-minute rejection block. We could have taken a rejection block entry. uh so rejection block entries on the 5-minute is going to be an inversion gap. So I could have entered a buy position here, put my stop loss at this rejection block, and we could have targeted this high. And we're generating in this range again, and that's what happens. So we have to wait for low time for manipulation to be completed before we take a position towards our draw. Okay, so this is the second day of the third week of April. Uh, so once again, my bias is always going to be bullish, especially because we're trading in all-time highs. And so let's just get into it. So what happens is on the previous day we created a new day opening gap, and this was like it's treated as a 1 hour for a value gap. And what happens is on when New York opens, we get a manipulation that takes these relative equal lows. And now this is just a really great draw where we can respect. And now this is also a turtle soup, especially because we have a draw and then a higher time frame gap. And we're also in like this range that we've been respecting. We also have higher time frame, low resistance as well. The only thing that's a little bad about this position is that if we look like below our fair value gap, we've been generating a lot of low resistance liquidity, and low resistance is going to be a great target, a great short time target for the market to take. So on the 5-minute time frame, there's a rejection block. If we go to the 1 minute, now I want to see this gap getting inversed. And if we respect it, I might be taking a short position that targets our low resistance. So we're just accumulating once again. We're generating some low resistance liquidity that the market can use. We didn't get an inversion because this doesn't close above the gap. Still respecting it. Okay, now we get an inversion. So I can take a buy position here. I can have my stop loss at this swing low, and I can just take profits at a 1-to-1. Yeah, that's about a 1-to-1. Or I can loosen my wrist too. Like I can bring my stop closer. Okay, so we got our TP hit. So here we just had another long position off of a 1 hour gap. We're generating inside of this gap as well. The bias is obviously bullish. Another thing is we got a 5-minute rejection block, SMT divergence, turtle soup entry, and we swept relative equal lows. One thing about today is we had a turtle soup entry. These are kind of rare, especially because it's hard for liquidity to just be like almost really close to a high time frame gap, and every time I see these, they're really high probability. High probability day too, just because I was really bullish. Okay, so for Wednesday, my bias was kind of conditional. Obviously, we're trading all-time highs, so I do want to be bullish until proven wrong. And as London opens, what happens is we're just generating liquidity. And I had a conditional bias because this 15-minute fair value gap, if we close underneath it and we disrespected this gap, and we got a bad close out of it, we're going to look to take and deliver to all of this low resistance and rebalance into this gap. And this would be our draw on liquidity. But since we respected it, we're obviously going to be trading all-time highs. And so that's just my thinking. Is market open? Yeah, so market opens, we manipulate this internal low in this 15-minute fair value gap. And we get a nice rejection block from it. And then on the 1-minute time frame, we were also generating low resistance. We took out that low resistance as well. Now I want to see this gap getting inverse, and that shows me that buyers have stepped in, and we're now going to be looking to take long positions. Okay, so now I think I would like to take a long position, but the only bad thing is that we're also generating more liquidity here. So the reason I don't think I would take this is this would be high resistance liquidity, especially because it's a patty swing. Patty swings or like Judas swings are always going to be high resistance liquidity. Also, we're delivering from low resistance, delivering from low resistance to high resistance. That's kind of not what you want to be looking for. And then now we get a great manipulation. We take both sell side draws, and the fact that we take both sell side draws, that kind of just shows me that we're done manipulating price for the day, and now we can look to also take long positions, and we're respecting this rejection block as well, which is great. Okay, so we got a great close out of this gap, and the thing is, if we use the fib tool, we're also respecting equilibrium of this range, and the fact that we're respecting equilibriums of the bullish market structure just tells me 100% that we are in bullish order flow, and we can look to target our all-time highs, which is our draw on liquidity. And I think I'll just have my stop here. This would be a calm little 1 to 3 RR. Oh wait, I forgot to set my TPs and stop losses. Okay, yeah, and also for this leg too, like we're also respecting equilibrium, and we're respecting bullish fair value gaps in discounts, and we're obviously in bullish order flow, and we could have held this position for like a much higher like RR, because it obviously delivered higher, but I don't think that would have been a good choice, especially because we are in all-time highs, and it's just good to target all-time highs in all-time highs. Okay, what's up, guys? Today is Thursday. For Thursday, I was also bullish like yesterday for Wednesday, but I also had sort of a conditional bias, so it was more of a bullish until proven wrong. And the reason is that we're just generating liquidity on the higher time frame, and these are going to be sort of like long-term draws. And something I've noticed is like every time we've hit all-time highs, is that we instantly reverse, or we're just generating towards our all-time highs. And that's kind of not good, especially when we want to trade all-time highs. But basically, I had a condition that if we inverse a 15-minute gap, like this 15-minute gap, if we inverse this gap, then we're going to just trade towards all our draws, and potentially even this data low here. And that would be the draw on liquidity. However, what happened is that we're generating inside this 15-minute gap, and New York opens, and we manipulate this gap, and there was an SMT divergence off of it. So there was an SMT off this as well, and we get a clean inverse, but the only thing is, like, it's so close to market open that we could still manipulate higher, and this might not even be like true manipulation of the range. But on the 1 minute time frame, yeah. But I think if you took this, you would have gone chopped up, and then if you're just trading like 1-to-1, I think you would have been fine. But we manipulated this again, and then I forgot to set my take profits, but basically the trade of the day would just been a long position off this, and then because we're generating from, or we're delivering from high resistance to all-time highs, and then that would have played out. And then I remember, like, the rest of the day we did trade higher, but then it was like Trump tweeted, so oh, never mind, that's Friday. Okay, but basically, like, we're delivering from like high resistance, especially because these like rejection blocks are here, or also like delivering from a low that swept another low. Also, we're holding this 15-minute gap. Like, if you see on the higher time frames, like on the 15-minute, like we're still holding this gap. There hasn't been a single closure out of it. And overall, just this move, you would have taken your piece of the pie, or you could have just held it higher, and you could have had your stop on this SMT, and you could just held it to the end of the day, and I think that would have been a smarter play. Okay, so for Friday, I was very bullish on the day, especially because in Thursday, this tweet from Trump literally took out every single sell side low resistance target that I had. And obviously we're trading all-time highs, so we're obviously going to be bullish until proven wrong. And London session, towards the end of it, just started generating low resistance liquidity, and that could be really great bullish targets for us. And so as New York session opened, we traded lower into a 1 hour gap, and this 1 hour gap, the crazy thing with it is this 0.79 is like the most discounted level that we can have on our FIB. And this level is so important. It's because it marks like the shift in order flow. If there's a close below this 0.79 level, it tells us that they're like sellers have stepped in. We're now in bearish order flow. But that didn't happen, and we got a rejection block out of this 15-minute gap and also this OTE. So I think I skipped a little too much, but I would have entered off of this fair value gap inversing, and then we would have targeted this low resistance, and then I would have had my stop loss. Oh, what the? Oh my gosh. At this low right here. So we're targeting like 1 to 2-ish RR. Honestly, I would say like this might have been like the best day this week, especially because price action was kind of choppy most of the weeks, and our setups kind of did fail. Sometimes if you didn't have conviction, a lot of short setups, like there was a short setup here, especially because we're generating manipulation inversion, but that didn't play out. It eventually did. The thing is, when you're trading all-time highs, like, you have to be really, really patient. And sometimes the low time for manipulation that we trade New York session, it isn't going to occur like most of the time. So we have to be observant and patient in what the market gives us. But we have to know that always, like, our delivery is going, like, our high time frame delivery is going to be towards all-time highs. And you kind of just don't know like what price is going to do, or like exactly, yeah, you kind of don't know what price is going to do on the short term time frame, but you know, like on the high time frame, the delivery is going to be towards our draws, which is going to be higher. So that basically just wraps it up for the week.